Hey guys, it's Marco again. After looking at my logs and the damage contribution, I can safely say which bosses have resistances to bleed and which have poison resistances. To my surprise, only one boss seems to take reduced damage from bleeds, and that's Mechanical Menagerie. It seems that those bosses in that encounter just flat out take about 15% reduced damage from bleed effects. But when it comes to poisons, there is more resistances. On average, you will see about 10% resistance on instant poison application, depending mostly on luck, and that's completely normal. Average damage of instant poison on a target without resistance should be about 87, including the druid's buff. It seems that Grubis is taking normal damage, the same goes for Viscous Fallout, and on the Fallout I was hella lucky with the poison application with only 5% resisted. But already on Crowd Pummeler we can see a drop in average poison damage from 87 to 72. But I'll say that the average damage should have been 73. There's a 15% drop in damage on that boss. Electrocutioner has the same 15% drop in instant poison damage and 11% resist chance on application, which is normal. The last boss also has the same resistance pattern. Only 15% reduced damage from poisons and 15% resistance chance. The worst boss for both poisons and bleeds is the Mechanical Menagerie. My average poison hit for 51 damage on that boss, but I also need to take into the account the fact that Balanced Druid wasn't hitting my target, which resulted in 20% reduced nature damage, which affected my poisons. With that in mind, my average poison application dropped by 25%. However, application resistance remained the same. This means that we will suck the hardest on this boss fight as a Mutilate poison spec, and other classes will carry us in terms of DPS. To conclude, none of the bosses have additional resistance to bleed or poison application, but majority of the bosses take 15% reduced damage from poisons or nature damage. First two bosses are taking full damage, and the rest are taking 15% reduced damage from poison, with the Menagerie exception where they take 25% reduced poison and 15% reduced bleed damage. Overall, in terms of resistance losers in the raid, Elemental Shamans are suffering the most, followed by Balanced Druids and Mutilate Rogues. That's all you need to know for the nature resistance in this raid. Make sure to leave a like if the video was informative, and as always, thank you for watching and bye bye.